to the DW experience. Welcome to the DW experience. Welcome to the DW experience. Welcome to the DW experience. You ready for tonight? Hey, let's go.
What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Happy New Year. Welcome to the DW Experience. I am your host, DW. We are here to uplift, encourage, and inspire. We are on episode 5, and I am so excited tonight because as the show goes, we grow, and I'm adding so much. So I want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you all for supporting me. I hope everyone is having a good new year. I am super excited for tonight. We've got some great information. We have an amazing artist tonight. So first, let me bring on my co-host, Shakita Lawanda. What is going on? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel a little bit refreshed.
Yes.
I needed.
Did you have a good nap?
I did. That nap was wonderful.
So did I said 2020. I just realized it's 2021. Wow. It is 2021. And I feel like I just cussed when I said 2020. I'm not repeating that word again. We are in 2021. So how are you feeling about the new year? First, how was your New Year's?
My New Year was good. I actually went to church. I went to the Wealthy Place because I knew that they would be open. Okay. So I actually went and helped and sang at True Love as well.
Okay.
Your service. So I had a good time. I brought it in, praising God.
Amen. And tell the people you are an author. You have your book entitled
Hello World. I am the author of The Unbroken, Trained to Be Broken. This is definitely a conversational piece that starts to heal inner trauma from your childhood up to adulthood, especially if you find yourself in any kind of abusive situations. I definitely speak on abuse, those taboo subjects that we need to do some healing in.
Amen. Beautiful. Well, okay, so the show's starting off for 2020, and I just felt in my heart, one, of course, we interview wonderful singers, wonderful artists, and celebrities.
You hear me? 2021.
2021. You know what? Listen, that year in the past messed me up so bad. I am traumatized. I need to go to therapy for 2020 because I keep saying it. 2021, we are in 2021. One of the things for the new year that I felt led to share with the people and bring on was finances. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I know a lot of people are embarrassed to admit maybe their credit isn't where they want it to be. Their finances aren't where they want it to be. You want to buy a house. You want to get that car. You want to get further ahead. And I said, you know what? Let me call my boy Jamal. He is a financial expert on credit and finance. And I said, hey, come on the show and just help the people out a little bit. Because, you know, before I bring them on, what I'll say is people don't believe it. They see it, but they don't believe it. And we'll talk about more of that. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring on our first guest, Mr. Jamal Moore.
Good evening and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Let me give you your hand clap. I got to give you your hand clap.
$2021.
2021. So, Jamal, you have helped me with my credit. You've really encouraged me and inspired me. And let me just say for people, since I've met Jamal and worked with him, my credit score has increased 60 points. And let's just go into it. A lot of people think that fixing or repairing or restoring your credit is overnight.
It is not. It is not an overnight fix. And it does take time. And I want people to understand that, you have to go into it with the mentality of knowing that it's not going to happen overnight. Most times before you even hear or get an update, it could take 30 to 45 days, so it's important to know that it is not an overnight fix.
So my first question to you is, what's more important, cash or credit?
Credit. Your credit is really important, because you can, 800 credit score has a higher buying power than $1 million, so I can have an 850 credit score and be able to walk into any place I want to go to without having to, provide additional information. I get higher limits on things like that. I can open up multiple different loans, so get that. To me, it is definitely credit.
One of the things I've learned from you and from my experience is that in addition to removing those negative reports or getting the medical bill off of the credit is also building credit, getting people to trust me again. So can you give some tidbits and some advice? Because a lot of people, which I'm excited to, you get the medical stuff removed, you get those loans and those things removed, but you still can't get the loan. You still can't move ahead. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Important to know what makes up your credit score. 35% of that is, you pay back what you've borrowed on time. Another 30% as well is, your credit, how it's diversified. What does it look like? There's 15% there, 10% here, 10% there, but you want to know what credit profile look like. I tell everyone, know what your credit profile looks like. So if you ever want to pull your own credit report, you can go to annualcreditreport.com. That is the only place where you can report, where you can get your credit report for free. It's annualcreditreport.com. You can grab your credit report for free and see what's on your credit report. But like you said, building credit is important. You want to be able to build. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to go back because you said a whole lot, and I think it may have went over some people's head because you talked about paying back a certain amount and then the diversity in how much you owe. So can we just kind of like break that down in layman's terms as far as, I understand it now being on the other side, but in terms of, let's say you have a credit card for $1,000.
Okay.
You don't want to have more than $300 of that used, which is 30%. Can you talk to that usage of credit and paying it back?
Yes. So there's a such thing as good and excellent. So you want to make sure that you have excellent credit utilization. What does that look like? That's actually 10% or less, out of $1,000. That's excellent credit utilization history. So when you're utilizing 10% or less, you look less desperate, as if you're not utilizing that line of credit to live off of. So when you have $1,000 on this credit card and you constantly max it out, or you have a high balance revolving on that, you appear desperate to other lenders because now they're viewing you as utilizing that line of credit as income. And that's not how you want to appear to lenders.
And the way I look at that is, and I love all y'all listening, but you got that one friend that's borrowed money from you over and over again, and that several times, that fourth or fifth time they come to you and borrow money, you like, you know what? No, because you still owe me from the last time. I know you called Aunt Becky. I know you called Auntie Sheila and you borrow money. You still owe them. So what I'm hearing from you and what I'm learning with credit, it's really about that respect that the lenders have for you. So and I'll just say this, and you can help me out with this, but a lot of people borrow and they get the credit stuff removed. But that doesn't mean the lender likes you any better. That doesn't mean that the lender wants to lend you money, because you still haven't proven that you are a good steward of paying back the money that you borrowed. Can you expound on that?
So that actually equates to 15% of your credit score. So you want to make sure that items are being removed from your credit report, because banks want to see how long have you had that length of credit. Has it only been 6 months? Has it only been a year? Has it been 7 years or years? The banks want to see how long have you had that line of credit. Now, that allows the bank to see your history. So now I see how long you've had it. Now I can see your history. How well have you paid that back? But let's say, for instance, as a customer comes, hey, I want to remove negative items off my credit report. Guess what? We can have those items removed. We can get those items removed. But I want everyone to understand that as we are removing, I want to make sure that you are building. That is very important. So I even tell everyone that even if you're renting your home, you're renting an apartment, you are a renter. If you are a renter, your biggest expense most likely is going to be your rent payment. Add your rental history to your credit report. Your landlord or your apartment building is getting all of the credit every single time you make that monthly payment. Add your rental history to your credit report as a positive trade line, and you can see your credit score increase 60 to 100 points all in a month's time. So it's all about, building and restoring.
So let me ask you this. For people who, everybody, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to have a house next year. The Lord showed me last year, I'm going to have that 5-bedroom house. What do you say to those people who are preparing to buy a house? What is the best way that they can be prepared?
The best way to be prepared, especially on the credit side. So on the credit side, what you want to do is you want to be able to know what's on your credit report. Income to debt ratio is very important as well. So you want to tackle your credit report and see what items are on there. Now, I'm not an expert when it comes down to purchasing homes, but I do know that when you are partnered with your lender or your realtor, or even with your lender, you want to make sure your lender wants to see, if there are negative items on your credit report, and they want to know, hey, are you going to take care of this? I get customers all the time that come to me and say, I want to buy a house next year, or I want to buy a house in 6 months, or I want to buy a house next month. Hurry up and get my credit fixed. Well, we know it's not going to happen next month. We know that, because your escrow could take 60, 90 days, 30 days, even if you're paying cash for your home,
Yeah.
I want people to understand that, about that. So when you go through that process, you want to make sure that, I don't care how many times you pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com, look at it, know what's going on. There's so many different programs out there. I work with HUD all the time. HUD is amazing. They help you in so many different ways when it comes down with that home purchasing process and knowing exactly what's on your credit profile.
Okay. So, Jamal, I want to thank you. We could go on. I guess I'm a talker. We can go on for hours and hours. Someone just asked, Kevin just asked, how do you add rental history to your credit report? And I almost want to give the answer, but I gave a certain amount of time. So let me say this. Jamal, how can the people reach you to inquire about this and so much more?
My telephone number is area code 702-613-1891. That number once again is 702-613-1891. I'll just give out that process. I know we're pressed for time, but I could give you my email address, social media. You can follow me on social media, Clubhouse, etc. But that's my direct phone number, and 702-613-1891. And I would be glad to share those tips of how to do that.
And let me tell you, I just want to say, Jamal, you have helped me change my life. I've been quiet, but, listen, I was in the 5s. And where my credit score now is, it's none of your business, but it's not in the 5s anymore, okay? And we going somewhere. So just for final words, and we're going to have you back on, because this is a conversation that I believe is important as a continuous conversation. What is your final advice for 2021 in terms for credit and finances? What would you say to the people watching and the people who are going to watch on the replay?
The key to getting ahead is getting started. That's a famous quote by Agatha Christie. The key to getting ahead is getting started. You have to get started. I don't care if that's repairing your credit. That's if you want to do, if it's weight loss, if you want to have a new career or go back to school. I don't care what it is. You have to get started. So if you're struggling or if you're trying to figure out where do I go in life, you have to get started.
Right.
I love it. Go ahead, Shakita.
I'll add to that real quick, what Jamal said about getting started. A lot of times we're very hard on ourselves for falling into whatever situation we fell into. And so we want to start doing something and get immediate results. So I say to anybody that's getting ready to start, whether it's a weight loss challenge or rebuilding your credit or anything like that, to give yourself grace, because you didn't fall into a horrible credit score in 2 days. You didn't gain the weight in 2 days, or however it is that it took, how long it took for you to get those negative remarks or to gain that weight or whatever it is. Give yourself that same grace to start working and chopping it down, and be proud of yourself for your milestones, for even being willing to admit that you're in a bad place, and just, accept the people that have the help and can get you going to where you need to go.
Absolutely. That was beautiful. Well, Mr. Jamal Moore, everybody go follow him on Instagram at Jamal Moore, on Facebook. Hit him up. You got the number. Can you repeat the number one more time?
Yes.
Put it in the comments.
Sure. It's area code 702-613-1891. You can text me, you can call me, and I would be glad, like I said, to share that information with you, to be able to help you further your credit profile and increase your credit score.
Beautiful. Jamal, my friend, thank you very much for being a part of the DW experience. We will see you next time, and it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure's all mine. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Shakita, we are going to take a quick break, if I can talk, and the next artist we will have on is the beautiful Shantae. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to play one of her songs, let you hear that while we take a break and come back. All right. So we'll see you in less than 60 seconds.
Use me for your purpose. Your kingdom come, your will be done. Precious Savior Jesus, you are my King. There's nobody greater than you. This is why I'm singing to you. You paid the price and then I got me. Redeemed mankind and gained all victory. Nobody loves you quite like you do. Personal thoughts I'm singing to you. No protocol. To the one I go. No protocol. I give my heart, mind, body, and soul.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Click like and share. Do me a favor, wherever you're listening from, click like and share. Don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I am going to bring Shakita back on in 1 second. But listen, y'all, follow Anointed Radio. Follow the DW experience on all platforms. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening. Listen, I'm appreciative y'all are sticking around and listening. I know there's others you can listen out there. And the fact that y'all are here, I love you and I hope you love me back. All right, Shakita, you ready? How you feeling? You ready?
I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the beautiful, the talented, the amazing soprano, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to the stage, Miss Shantae. Let me give you your hand clap. I got to give you your hand clap. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right. Shantae. Welcome to the DW experience. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, I can't complain, but it's not about me. It's all about you right now.
Okay.
For all the people out there who don't know who Shantae is, who is Shantae?
Um, from an artist standpoint, are we asking?
However you want to answer, my love.
Um, Shantae, the artist, is someone that um, is a singer, songwriter, vocal arranger, um, director, choreographer. Um, she's I would like to say, a very respectful person of other people, a very caring person, a very giving person, um, a very encouraging person.
Mhm, mhm. As people got to hear the Love Chronicles, Love Chronicles, Love Chronicles. When did you know you could sing?
Um, well, my mom told me it started from pretty much from the womb. She said she would hum to me as an infant, and I would hum back to her. My earliest memories of singing started at the age of 2 in a 50 voice angel choir in Oakland, California, where
Did you
I'm
say two
originally
years
from.
old? 2 years
Yes,
old, you were in the 50 voice angel choir,
yes.
standing up singing. Were you singing soprano then too?
Uh-huh.
That is incredible.
Right.
Oh, keep going. I just had to pause right there.
Yeah, that's my earliest memory of singing in church. They stood me on the table because I was so little. The "Do this in remembrance of me" table to sing. They had me singing everything from solos to leading songs in the choir, and that's kind of how I got my start. And then it kind of grew from there over into like junior high school and then high school, some college. I did some musicals and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much where I got my start. Is definitely in church.
Okay, I know Shakita, you have some questions. Go ahead.
So you said you started in church. Do you have a favorite song that you remember singing from your childhood?
Um, yeah, I do remember singing a lot. God sent his son and they called him Jesus. He bled and died.
Okay, you know you have to
Um,
sing it, right?
huh?
You have to sing it.
Can you give us a
Oh,
You're a singer. You got it.
you want to give us a little bit?
let me see if let me make sure I can remember it. Um, God sent his son and they called him Jesus. He bled and died, healed and forgived. Oh, I don't know if I remember all the words to it. I'm sorry. But
That's
yeah,
okay. That's totally okay. Because we are see, we're gonna play a game. Hopefully, you've seen some of the past shows. But before we play our game, you have worked with Lawrence Matthews. You performed beside Keisha Renee, Lena Bird Miles, a lot of gospel, R&B, and other artists. What I want to know from you is, as a woman, and I've asked my other female past guests, have you found it to be a little more of a struggle as a woman in the industry, or have you been treated differently in the industry at times? Have you noticed it? What has your experience been like?
um I would have to start on two areas of that. As a woman, it's been difficult to kind of be taken seriously in the music industry. Um, it's they seem to take a lot more advantages, and they look at us as more of the weaker link, and so They feel like they can kind of push their weight around and get you to do certain things that you would ordinarily not do. It kind of puts you in compromising positions, and you have to make a stand as a woman. I would also say the other side of that for me, my challenges with the music industry has also been my weight. And I feel like I have gotten taken advantage of, where they'll easily put me in the background, but they will never put me in the forefront. And that can be a twofold thing as well, because there I have experienced a lot of jealousy, a lot of being overlooked, undervalued, disrespected, and then called on at the last minute, because they know that I'm a very reliable person. I'm a very loyal person. I'm a very faithful person. And I never tell anybody no when they ask me to help them. I'm always that yes person. So then what ends up happening is you constantly get taken advantage of. And until you value yourself, and you have respect for yourself, and you understand the gift that God has given you, you have to take charge over that, and you have to guard that. Then it's when you're able to kind of step out and do things on your own the way God gave it to you, because the vision He gave to you, but He makes a provision for that, and you have to trust the God that's in you in order for you to not keep falling into those same negative pitfalls.
So let me ask you this, because I'm glad you brought up the weight. We've seen Kelly Price, we've seen Martha Wash, and we kind of see this kind of recurring theme. And now in 2020 to 2021, the year that we are in, we have Lizzo. Excuse me. Y'all pray for my headphones. That's why I got to hold them up. Last week they wanted to stay up, and today they just pray for my headphones. What I want to ask you is, one, you've lost a generous amount of weight. How much weight have you lost, if you don't mind sharing?
It's over 200 pounds.
Say that one more time.
Over 200 pounds.
Have you noticed a difference in how people treat you from when you were 200 pounds heavier to now?
Oh, yeah. Especially with men. There were men that found me, my face attractive, and they thought I was a very beautiful woman. They loved my talent, and they loved my friendship and my company. And they would spend time with me, and they left me in the friend zone, but they were never willing to step out in public with me because of my size. But the minute that size started to go down, then it started, it was like, yeah, I think I might want to. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested.
So, and that's, I feel like this is a conversation. I'm glad to have you on, and I'm glad you're so open about it, because so many people, I'm like Luther Vandross. Okay. I'm the second Luther. You've seen Big Daryl, you've seen Little Daryl, you've seen Thick Daryl, you've seen all Daryls. But what I've noticed, and pause, let me shout out to Denzel Washington, shout out to my little bro, talented, amazing young brother there. Shout out to you. I haven't had it as hard. I haven't had it as hard as women have had it in the industry. And I don't think men have that experience to a certain extent,
Right.
And I know that there's a lot of young women who are going to listen to this tonight live, but also in the replays. What would you say to the woman who feels insecure in the industry? What would you say to that young lady who's aspiring and working in music, but they don't necessarily fit the image? What would you say to them?
I would tell them what I had to tell myself. The Bible says that we are beautifully and wonderfully made, and everything that He made was good. And mankind is His greatest creation. So we have to remind ourselves of who we are, We have to understand whose we are.
Yeah.
And once we come into the acceptance of our love for God and embracing his love for us and seeing ourselves through his eyes and not our own dirty lenses, then you're able to take that strength and move yourself forward in a positive way. And the weight is just the physical weight is like the icing that's on the cake. And until you've changed your mindset and you've actually visualized where you need to go and what you need to do, nothing about your physical body is going to change. But once you've changed this and you've made up your mind that no matter what, I'm doing this for me, don't ever do it for somebody else. Don't do it for a man to get a relationship with, because if he can't love you for who you are now, he's not going to love you later.
Okay, that was just a gem and a nugget, because yeah, that was a gem and a nugget just for the people. Like, listen, you know, a lot of, especially with young women, young ladies, they feel like they have to give more of themselves in order for someone to love them. But we're gonna go more into that. We coming up on time. So Shantae, on the DW Experience, we play a game called Truth or Sing.
Okay.
Remember the game Truth or Dare?
Uh-huh.
So it's Truth or Sing. So we're going to go, Shantae, truth or sing. If you choose truth, we're going to ask you a question and you get to answer.
Okay.
If you choose sing, we're going to give you a word like song association, and you have to sing the word. The word that we give you has to either be in the title or in the song.
Okay.
All right. So you ready?
I think so.
Okay. So Shakita and I, we got our questions on word. So Shantae, truth or sing?
Truth.
Go ahead, Shakita.
Truth. Let's see. I do have them on the side. When it comes to what is something
I got one. Okay. Come on.
that you could have never imagined you would have liked in the past?
Repeat it one more time.
Yeah.
What is something you love now that you would have never, or could have been, you would have liked in the past?
Oh, that for me, I would say working out in the gym. I was totally petrified. I was very petrified of going in there because at the time I was very heavy, and I just imagine everybody's like staring at me and me falling down on my face, not knowing how to use the machines properly. It scared me. And Shakita actually helped me from the month of August through, I think, the first 2 weeks of September, get over my fear of going to the gym and working out. And I've been maintaining, keeping the weight that I've already lost off, and I've been continuing to lose the weight. I'm 2 sizes away from my goal. So yeah.
You know, and that's something a lot of people need to hear, especially for the new year. It's something I've learned a while back. A lot of people who don't feel comfortable in their body, I wanted to say big or small, because there's small people who don't feel comfortable in their body also.
Right.
But like, a lot of people go to the gym and like think that everybody's staring at them, everybody's looking at you. Let me be the first to tell you, in 2021, they ain't looking at you.
Right.
They are not studying you. They are there trying to accomplish the same goal that you are trying to accomplish. And I think people out there who are listening to this show need to hear that. Go after your goals, whether it's the gym, whether it's your music, like whatever it is, like, because at the end of the day, they're not looking at you.
No.
You know, a lot of people, you know, would look at me and think like, oh, you know, he's confident, he's doing it. I'm not looking at you. The only person you're in competition with is yourself. The only person I'm in competition is me. And when you get that mentality, like the freedom that comes with it is absolutely amazing.
It
is. So let's move forward. Truth or sing?
Sing.
All right, come on, sing. You got the word?
Always.
Time is winding down.
Always and forever, each moment with you is just like a dream to me that somehow came true.
That's all you, okay. Fair. Your voice is so angelic. I just, it's funny. I'll tell y'all a story. When I first met Shantae, she didn't even sing. I just looked at her and said, "You can sing. Can you do this gig with me and do this background?" But it's just the energy that you exude, and your voice is so angelic. I want to ask you: has there ever been a time where you felt like you didn't want to sound like yourself, or you felt like you had to change your voice to fit in your singing voice?
I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to what I'm doing when I'm working on my music. For myself, when I'm working on other people's music, I'm very, very focused on what it is that they need me to do. But when I'm working on my own music, yeah, I'm pretty hard on myself. Did I feel like I needed to fit in or change my voice to fit in? Absolutely not.
That's good.
I don't want to sound like anybody else. I'm not in competition with anybody else. I have my own lane. I want to be my own person. I want to be known for who I am. And I do not want to be compared to somebody else. So no, I've never tried to sound like anybody, mimic anybody. People say I remind them of certain people. That's fine. But I'm not trying to sound like that person. I have my own unique sound and style. And that's where I would like to be left at. I'm not trying to change who I am for anybody.
Where did that confidence come from?
I would say from all the negativity and the being overlooked and pushed aside came from what it did was it just strengthened me to be okay with what God gave me and not try to fit in. If I don't fit in, I just don't fit in. It's fine because what God has for me is for me. And I don't have to fight for that. I don't have to compete for that. I don't have to prove myself for that. God gave me what he gave me. So I just give it back in whatever platform he allows me to give it back in. But I'm not going to step down for who I am or take down from who I am in order for somebody else to feel better. That's your own personal issue that you need to work out. But I'm going to stay in my lane and do what God gave me to do. And if it offends you, you got to talk to God about that. Because I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Yeah, but I love that because when I hear you say that, entertainment industry, especially in music, it is an industry where many of my artists and my artist friends who are listening on the replay will agree that you will be rejected.
Yep.
You will not always get the gig. And I think it goes to the saying, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. So I love the fact that you took those negatives and you responded to them positively and you allowed it to build your confidence. Because what I think as a singer myself and as someone, as a part of the industry, I can say is that there have been times where I allowed it to get to me, but as I grow in it, I've allowed those negatives to become positives. And I think people don't take the time to realize that, let those things make you stronger. So, my question to you is, what would you say to people who are listening that have been, what were you saying, Shakita?
Let me add something to that real quick before you go on to the next.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
So to me, what Shantae was also just saying, it translates as what it translated to me and maybe other people who might need to just sum it up is your gift will make room for you. So you didn't quit because somebody else didn't acknowledge you, or they said no because of whatever their personal reasons was, but you continue to do it how God gave it to you. And even one of, I don't know how many albums you have. I didn't research that. I know that Love Chronicle one is out there, and that is all Shantae. I mean, you wrote all the lyrics, you did all the voices. Let me not speak on that. You wrote that, correct? Let me from the bottom.
Yes, that's my first and only album right now. I'm currently working on my second project. And I'm definitely a firm believer in your gift will make room for you. You do not have to make room for your gift. And I stand on that. I've been standing on that. I will not change that. And whatever door that closes, I know God will open up a window, and there's more windows than there are doors. So I'm not worried about any door that closes, because one thing I know is if you don't have the right mindset and you don't keep God first and you don't allow him to lead you, the door may open to you, but it's your character that keeps you in the door. So
okay, you just said a whole lot right there. So let me do a little translation, because this is the DW Experience. We are on the Anointed Radio Network, but also the goal of this show is to speak to everyone. So at the foundation of it, when we say your gift will make room for you, you got to believe in your gift and what you have, regardless of whether people believe in you or not. Wherever you are, whatever you believe and who you are, I use the example of Beyonce. Beyonce, a lot of people, I can't stand her, whatever. But Beyonce was dropped from several record labels before she got to her record label as a group. The group that we saw as Destiny's Child, and I'm not getting paid for this, but there were several members in and out of that group before they even got to the group that was signed. And then if you watch the evolution, of Destiny's Child, they lost members and they gained members. But the beautiful thing, and this is why I use Beyonce as the example, is that she never stopped moving ahead and moving forward, and she never stopped believing in herself.
Right.
That's the thing that really, because when we say your gift will make room for you, do you even believe in your gift?
Right.
Do you even believe, a lot of people, here's my thing, if you don't make it in the R&B world, move over to another genre of music.
Right.
A lot of people feel like, if I don't make it in the gospel, if I don't make it in R&B and urban, they won't accept me here. My life is over. There is room for everybody at the table.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love hearing what you say, that you got to believe in yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Keep God first.
Right.
What does that mean? Keep yourself, understand who you are. And I'm not trying to go like all universal, but I'm trying to talk to everybody that's listening, wherever you are, whoever you are. You got to believe in yourself first and have a foundation.
Right.
That's just facts. But I won't get all deep in that. You follow me on Instagram for that. Let's move a little further. Shantae, truth or sing?
Sing.
Come on now. Okay. All right. The word for you is always. Oh, we already did always. Excuse me. Love.
Okay.
Not that we're timing you, but time is winding down.
I know it is. This is harder than I thought. Love, a word that comes and goes, but few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Ooh, love.
Really?
Go
ahead. No, the tears may fade away. Don't you stop now.
Right. it. But here's the
Tears may fade away.
I'm so glad.
I'm so glad your love
will
We'll
stay.
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 Because
I love you.
Cause I love you.
Hush,
And
Shakita, let her finish.
Jesus, what it really means to love. I'm sorry, y'all. This is
Don't be
harder.
sorry.
This
Don't be
is harder
sorry.
than I thought.
Let's go for a few more. Shantae, truth or sing?
Truth.
I got one for you. Okay. The question is, what are you most likely very wrong about?
Repeat that.
What are you most likely wrong about?
Most likely wrong about.
Or what have you been most likely wrong about?
Probably, I would say, as I've been evolving with my health and evolving in my music, I would say that I've been most wrong about the perception that other people have of me. I didn't always have the right perspective of myself, and it took a while for me to start getting the confidence in who I am and who God created me to be, and in my gifts and my abilities and my creativity. And when people started kind of walking away, is when God allowed me to see what He had put on the inside of me, so that I was able to kind of push forward. So I would say my perspective, I've often been wrong about.
We got to unpack that because, a lot of times, and I think we can all agree, the perception that we have of what other people think is not necessarily what other people think. We are our own worst critics. So let me ask you, what changed that? When did you realize that, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about this. Because what I'm hearing from you is that there was a time where you were like, they don't like me, they don't want me, they think I'm too big, I'm too this. When did you realize that it was you and not them?
When I had my first health scare was in 2011, and I realized that particular issue was a life and death situation, to where either I made the necessary changes or prepare to die. And I told myself that dying was not an option. I then began to focus on, what do I need to do to change my perspective, to change my mindset, to start moving myself in the direction. Because if I don't start, as Jamal said, start something, then I've already failed. So I began my journey to get myself together, and then I stopped caring about what other people thought. It didn't matter. My only concern was, what does God think about me? What has God said about me? What has God shown me about myself? And I began to dissect that. And then once I gained strength from that, it just nothing else mattered. Everything else kind of just melted away.
So you said your first health scare. Can we talk about that? What happened? What was going on at that time?
I had finally had gotten diagnosed in 2011 with PCOS, and it is a hormonal imbalance that it could lead to a domino effect of things. It affected my thyroids. It affected my weight. It affected my skin. It affected my breathing. I was also diagnosed with severe sleep apnea. I had to use a CPAP machine. From there, I learned that I was claustrophobic, and it developed insomnia because I was scared to go to sleep. I felt like if I could stay woke until the sun came up, I could sleep for maybe an hour, and I would be woke using that machine because I was too scared to use it at night because I was living by myself at the time. And I just kept thinking, if I die, nobody's even going to know it because I'm in this apartment by myself. So,
and I want to say one, thank you for being transparent and sharing that, because I've talked to friends even to this day that are dealing with COVID, and one of the things that I've heard them say is like, I'm scared to go to sleep.
mhm.
I'm scared to take a nap because I don't know if I'm gonna wake up. What brought you through? And you said first health scare, so there's been a second health scare or several health scares over
Well,
the
that
years.
that
Mhm.
was the start that kind of unveiled the box to all the other things that was going on that
Mm.
I did not know. And I didn't know for years why I couldn't lose the weight. I didn't know that was something that was a trigger, and it's basically it's a balancing act. um 2011 was the start of that, of understanding it. Since then, I've of course done research. There is no cure for it. It's something that you just have forever. It also affects, having children. It affects a lot of different things, but um I once in 2014, I got started on actually making some necessary changes to start at least getting the weight off. Other things I was able to kind of start to balance out. And it's just a balancing act.
What would be your, I love this conversation. One, um, what would you say to women out there going through it? What would you say to women who are, suffering in silence? You know what I'm saying? Suffering with their weight, with issues that they don't want to discuss. Because what I'm hearing from you, and you helped me out, is that you got this diagnosis and you finally took control and you lost the weight. You did things to work further. And I hear you talking about the issues that you've had. What do you say to the young women who are looking up to you, who may be where you were?
I would say to her to do not be afraid to go and ask for help. Do not be afraid to research and find out exactly what is causing your issues. And don't be afraid of dying. You're here for a
Mm,
reason. God put you here for a
mm,
reason and for a purpose and for a plan. And even though you may not understand or even have seen the entire story yet,
yeah,
but your
yeah, yeah,
story
yeah.
is yet to be told. So if you give up now and just throw in the towel and say, I'm not worth it, you are worth it. You're worth it because God blew breath into your body and you're here. So I would say don't give up. You're not alone. You're not the only woman that's going through this, and you definitely won't be the last. But the longer you stay silent, you're not only killing yourself, but you're killing somebody else that's looking up to you, that you have no idea is looking up to you, that needs you to move forward so that they can have the strength to say, I can, if she can do it, I can do it too.
Shakita, I see you over there. What do you want to say? What do you want to add to the conversation?
Oh no, I mean I'm just agreeing. She's absolutely correct. There are definitely people, even if you don't hear them saying anything, there are people that are watching and waiting for you to show up. And so when you're going through, whatever test or trial, and it don't seem like anybody is in your corner, there are people watching, and your obedience to being vulnerable is what is saving somebody else's life. And that could be spiritually, it could be physically, whatever ailment it is that they're going through. So the transparency is always an amazing gift. And I think that sometimes we look at God and ask him why, but it's like, why not? Because I need you to save people. And there's, to be trusted like that is an honor. So to know that, that's a really good thing.
Okay, we coming to an end. We got we got two more. Truth or sing?
Sing.
You didn't like the truth too much. All right, sing. Shakita, you got the word?
Yes, faith.
Ooh. Mm.
Not that we counting, but we counting.
I know we counting. Give me another word. I can't think of no songs with faith
You don't
right
get
now. I'm
another word,
sorry.
you just get buzzed.
Huh?
Buzz.
You said what?
10, 9,
Okay. I can't do it.
8,
Sorry.
You can do it.
7,
We believe in you.
6, 5,
I don't have one. I'm sorry.
4,
4, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. And Shantae.
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of nothing with faith. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna say the famous quote. We was rooting for you.
Right.
We was rooting for you. I can hear my guests right now. They like faith.
Right.
Okay, anyway.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
Truth or sing. It's okay. Truth or sing.
Sing. Give me a new word. Give me the name
You
Jesus.
get a new word. No, you don't get Jesus. That's too easy.
Please.
The word for you is close.
Close.
Now you mean close like in close the door or close as in wardrobe?
CLOSE. Close.
Okay. Close.
A word? A song with clothes in it?
Yes. Mm.
I can't think of one song with that word clothes in it.
I could, but I guess maybe
I could too, but we're not gonna
maybe I wouldn't say.
we're not gonna give it to her. We're not gonna give it to her. She'll come back and get 100% on the next one.
I
But
sure
tonight,
will. But tonight is a no.
10,
I can't think of it.
9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
7.
2, 1. I can't think of it. Buzz.
All right, let's do another one. Truth or thing?
Sing. Give me a real word I can use, Jesus.
I would have chose truth after those last two things,
Right.
but she wants sing again. Shakita, what's the word?
Now, if you can't sing a song with this one, Shantae,
It don't matter. Just give her the word. Just give her the word.
I'm giving it to her, but I'm just putting my disclaimer out.
You ain't gotta put a disclaimer. It's the word. It's a game.
Arrow.
Arrow?
Arrow.
Uh-huh.
You know what? You're gonna make me cuss on this if you don't get this word right.
You got to, Miss Shantae.
Arrow. As in a bow and arrow?
10, 9,
Honey,
8,
you know this song.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
1. Lord have mercy. Okay, let's do one more. Truth or sing?
Truth. Because y'all is getting on my nerves with these words.
Oh, let me just put this out there also. Listen, if you are interested in being a guest, if you want to be a sponsor on the DW Experience, hit me up, DM me, email me at the DWExperience702@gmail.com. I would love to have you on. Denzel, I hope you're hearing that. Here's your question. Here's your question. Hold on, let me pull it together. Okay.
Wait, did you swap it and give her a question now? You said no more words?
No, we probably do more words, but we already gave out 500 words, and she.
No, don't do that. It wasn't 500. It was 3. Don't do that.
Well, 400. Okay.
Don't do that.
Yo, my guess in the future, when you come on, be ready to play Truth or Sing. It's all good though. Go ahead, Shakita. You got the question, or am I giving the question?
So we're giving you got the question.
No, she chose. Okay, I got the question. Okay, let me pull up the question. Hold on one second. I got it right here. I got it right here. I promise you. Okay, this is my fault. Okay. Boom, dum, 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 dum. Has there been a time where you wanted to give up?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Plenty of times when when things weren't working out for me financially. I can recall working on my album. I didn't see my way out. At the time when God spoke to me about putting that album together, I was not working. So I found it funny, like, okay, God, you want me to do an album, but you do realize I don't have a job. So how is that supposed to happen? And he said, trust me, write the music and trust me. And every time I needed the money to get a song recorded, he opened up a door for me to go and sing somewhere. And I had the exact amount of money that I needed to put on the table to get my songs recorded until I was able to complete my entire album. So yeah, it was plenty of times that I wanted to give up and walk away and say, God, this is crazy. My back is against the wall and I'm out here by myself. I've never been a songwriter. This is my first go around at this entire situation. I don't have a record label that's working behind me. So how am I going to do this? And he said, put your own label out there, put yourself on your own label and do it. I put this in you, you can do it. So that's how my songs got born. I didn't have people to come in the studio with me to help me out. I didn't have the money to pay them. So I had to get on there and do soprano, alto, and tenor, and any ghost notes that I wanted to add in there. I went in that studio and I made it happen.
So as we come to the conclusion of the interview, what I want to ask you, Shantae, and you can redeem yourself on this, what song got you through 2020 to 2021?
2020 to 2021.
What is the song that carried you through?
Wasn't one song in particular, but I will say I actually end up doing this song for a piano recital that I just did. And it's my own version of the Christmas song, but it's not the Christmas song lyrics.
Would you like to give us a snippet?
Sure. Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise. For it was grace that brought my liberty. I'll never know just why he loves me so. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, you're an awesome God to me. Here I am to worship you. Here I am to say, you're a great big God. Your name I'll forever say, Yahweh. So you sent your son, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the name the nations sing. Emmanuel, for your name is great. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess Jesus Christ is Lord and died for you and me. Shed blood on Calvary so that we might be redeemed. His simple grace and mercy reigns forevermore. His name I love to hear. His amazing grace.
Oh, Lord.
Shantae, thank you so much. I want to be you recently did a show, you were background singing for, I want to make sure I'm saying this right, Tamara.
Timara. Yes.
For the
Tamara
experience. So huge
Yes.
Tamara Walker. I had a chance to interview her. She's a wonderful person.
Yes,
What a
she is.
wonderful experience. I enjoyed the show. So listen, just a quick plug for Tamara Walker. If you have not
Yes.
seen the Aretha Franklin experience, go follow her. I'll share the link in there so you can get a ticket and see that also. But Shantae, listen, thank you so much for being my 5th guest, episode 5 of the DW Experience. Where can
Yay.
people follow you? Where can they go hear more of you?
They can check out my YouTube channel. It's called Shantae's Channel. And you can subscribe and see some more videos of me there from my album Love Chronicles. And my official Love Chronicles video is actually on there as well. They can follow me on Instagram at Shantae on Music. They can follow me on Facebook, Shantae's Channel. And they can check out my website that has video footage and pictures and updates on there. It's www.shantaeherring, SHONTEHERRING.com.
Got it. Shantae, thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And until next time, we will have you back where you can complete Truth or Sing 100%.
Yes, I need a do-over.
You do need a do-over. All right. Thank you very much, love. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Shakita,
Yes.
we did it. Episode 5.
Episode 5. It was
So, go ahead. Final words. What you want to say?
It was an amazing start to the new year, 2021.
2021. We are in 2021. I think I find it hard to believe we made it. This is 2021. Like, I used to see it on the sci-fi, on the movies, and the fact that we are here. Listen, if you are here, just be grateful for that. I want to say thank you, Shakita. Thank you. I'm going to say a few words and log off. So, Shakita, good night. Until next week. Listen, y'all, I just want to thank you all so much for supporting the DW Experience. I am so excited. Thank you, Jamal, for your wonderful advice, and we're going to have you back on. Thank you. Shout out to Shantae. Thank you so much. She's talented. Y'all make sure you go follow her. And listen, it's only getting better from here. I'm not even going to tell you who's going to be on next week. All I will say is tag all of your singer friends, tag all of your musician friends. If you are an entertainer in any capacity, come on next week, because it is going to be, I want to call it a masterclass. That's all I will say. It's going to be a masterclass next week. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in to the DW Experience. It has been a pleasure, and we will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Good night, and God bless. Welcome to the DW Experience. Welcome to the DW Experience. Welcome to the DW Experience. Welcome to the DW Experience.